Hello, my name is Fariz Cahya Putra. People call me Fariz. I am currently a student at the State University of Surabaya, majoring in English Literature. Today, I would like to share the story of how my English proficiency has developed over time. Before I begin, I should mention that I was born and raised in Surabaya, so let's get started. As an Indonesian student, I was first introduced to English in kindergarten. At the time, I learned very basic vocabulary like fruits, vegetables, animals, colors, the alphabet, and numbers. I was not very good at it yet, but I tried my best. In elementary school, English was not something I was particularly interested in. I preferred math. Perhaps this was because many public schools in Surabaya, my school did not present English in an engaging way. It felt boring. However, I took a spelling bee competition and I think I won the second place at a time. Things shifted when I entered junior high school. I began listening to English songs and watching English language movies because the people around me did so casually. This exposure influenced the way I spoke with my classmates, and I found myself using English slangs in everyday conversations. Growing up in Surabaya, a modern, technologically advanced city, school was not my only source of English learning. Fortunately, my mother bought me a gadget, which allowed me to communicate online and watch some YouTube videos that has English related in it. Through that gadget, I discovered even more English-related content. I was not very interested in reading or writing, so I focused on watching movies and listening to music, things I genuinely enjoyed. At the time, I believed that speaking English was more essential while writing could be learned formally at school. By the time I entered senior high school, my English skills had improved, and I began using the language to express my emotions more deeply. I even wrote my diary in English because as a teenager, you know, everything felt complicated. Expressing myself in English somehow felt more honest than using Bahasa. I also began commenting on TikTok videos, and over time my comments received attention and likes. One of my comments even went viral on an international video. That moment made me feel like a real English user. People understood what I wrote, and that felt exciting. Although my speaking skills improved, I continued watching English TV series. Stranger Things had a particularly strong impact on me. The characters are young and the dialogue felt relatable. Some lines become iconic for me, and I sometimes use them in real life conversations. Also, there are stuff that play a huge impact on me. Albums like Kid Crow and Pony also played an important role. They helped me understand emotional expression in English. For instance, I learned new meanings for words like company, not the business kind, but the feeling of having someone by your side. Another artifact, I rewatched the It movie many times. It sparked my interest in English movies and taught me pronunciation and tone and how to respond in different situations. Because the characters were also teenagers, I could apply what I learned to conversations at school. During senior high school, I watched Modern Family and Young Sheldon frequently. These shows helped me speak more fluently, especially because they present everyday life situations. They boosted my confidence in English class, especially during presentations and public speaking activities. Although it may seem unlikely, TikTok helped me improve my confidence and writing skills. I expressed myself in English through comments, and when people replied, it felt like I was communicating with international users, even if only online. Billie Eilish's first album may seem like an unusual learning source, but it influenced me during the pandemic. The themes of sadness and loneliness resonated with me as a teenager, living through lockdown, and I often listen to it while reflecting on my emotions. Even if I seem more English speaking with my family, I use Indonesian and Japanese because they do not understand English that much. With friends, I switch between Indonesian, Japanese, and English. On social media, however, about 85% perhaps of my communication is in English. I code switch regularly, like bahasa at home, mix casual English with friends, and formal English in academic contexts. As an English literature student, I use English even more often on campus. Its setting shapes how I communicate. A lingua franca is shared language used by people with different native languages. English serves as a lingua franca in my life because it allows me to connect with global media, online communities, and academic sources. Without it, I will not be able to access much of the content I enjoy. Online, I use English far more often, partly because my algorithms are filled with English language content. In the real world, I use Indonesia and Japanese because of my environment. This creates a clear contrast between my English-based digital identity and my locally grounded offline identity. Today, as an English literature student at the State University of Surabaya, I continue improving my proficiency through linguistics and literature courses. This may not have been the dream of my younger self, but English has been my favorite subject for the past 4 years, and I hope I can do something meaningful with this ability. My English journey has been shaped by small moments, songs, movies, comments, and conversations. Each step showed me that language learning doesn't happen all at once, but through everyday experience. It continued grows in me, changing as I change. That's all. Thank you for paying attention. Bye bye.